We don't like
Brody.
Are you giving us an exclusive there?
No, I'm just writing the next script. The amount of times that I jumped over the bar to hit people. I want a bit of hard nut coming back.
Oh, is that a threat?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Off Script, Coronation Street and Emmerdale. I'm Liz Fletcher.
And I'm Kelvin Fletcher. And if, like us, you love your soaps, then you're in the right place.
We like to squeeze out all the juicy bits from the Dales, and we like to talk about the tantalising tales from the streets.
And every week, we'll have one of your favourite soap stars here talking about their stories and giving us an exclusive insight.
And this week, Kelvin, we have got none other than the wonderful Lucy Pargeter, who plays the amazing Chas Dingle.
One of the Dingles, yes. And plus, we'll give you an exclusive clip from both soaps for next week. Clips that you won't see anywhere else, only here on Off Script.
Right, come on, Kelvin, let's get going. Should we do the Coronation Street headlines?
Let's do it.
Unlikely hero alert. Roy Cropper to the rescue.
Dee Dee's adoption plans appear to be taking shape, but it's no thanks to her family.
Brody blackmails Sean. He demands a burner phone and threatens Dylan's safety.
Julie faces up to her cancer diagnosis, even if Eileen is struggling to cope.
Debbie's forgetfulness appears to take its toll.
And Rob is back. Old flame Tracy can't help herself as she helps harbour him from the police.
Right, let's focus on some of these storylines. Where should we start?
I think we've got to start with Roy Cropper.
Roy. The nation has to protect Roy Cropper at all costs.
Everybody needs a Roy Cropper.
He's the man of the people.
And I just love how, I wouldn't say feisty, but in that incident there with Cassie, when the drug dealer was there, she was gone to kind of score some drugs. And
he steps in.
He steps in?
Not even second-guessed himself, straight in there.
Roy's not the person. I wouldn't be choosing Roy if I was going to go into a fight.
Hey, maybe that's his thing.
But he's there. And he was the catalyst then for her to get a second chance. All because of Roy stepping in. She's then the next minute, she's in with her mum and she's giving a bit of a sob story to Tyrone, and Tyrone takes her in.
Cassie in, exactly, yeah. I don't think that's the first time that Roy has broken up a drug deal, you know.
Really? Has he got form?
He's got form.
He's a
for
good
that.
citizen,
He's
isn't he?
a good man.
Well, he did the little stakeout. He was in the back of the car. I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but it just looked funny, him in the back of the car.
You feel like he'll have his sandwiches there, don't you, next to him while he's
At one point, he offered to do a citizen's arrest.
Well, he could probably do it.
Well, that's the thing,
yeah.
he could probably do it. After seeing that, breaking up that drug deal, now I'm thinking, yeah, Roy's the man.
Maybe you can start saying, don't make me do a Roy Cropper.
Roy Cropper is the neighbour we all need.
The man of the community.
I wonder if next time, if I could have a Roy Cropper t-shirt. I've got a mug, actually. Forget, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Roy's. There
Roy's
you go.
Rolls. So I'm going to have to take a drink now to make it
Already
look
a mega
authentic.
fan.
Yeah. So you can tell already that I'm a Roy fan.
You got anything in there? Just pretending. Let's see your acting
Water.
skills. Oh, you have got a
Shall I
drink.
pretend it's a cup of tea?
Go
This is
on.
my acting skills.
Show us an
Pretend it's a
acting
cup of tea.
skill.
So this is what I do. I blow it like this, because it's always hot. You have to... And then... There we go. How's that?
Beautiful, beautiful.
So that was... I've got to say as
Beautiful
well...
scenes there with Evelyn.
Yes, with Maureen. In that week, what I find fascinating, we've seen her character, that despair and heartbreak. It's some shameful behaviour from Cassie over and over again. And she gives that plea to Tyrone to effectively take her in at her own expense. And then we see those moments of rage, of that softness, those comedic moments. As an actor, to kind of play all that, that's the beauty of serial drama, of soap. Because if you was a jobbing actor, it might take 12, 18 months to have played all those sort of emotions across 5 different jobs. Whereas when you're acting in a soap, as we've seen in a week, you've played a whole range of emotions there. And there's no better person than her. She's just amazing to watch.
She is incredible.
Dame as well. Let's not forget that. We always like to say that.
Dame. No, never drop the Dame. Gosh.
Dame. Well.
Brody blackmails Sean and he demands a burner phone. Otherwise, he's going to threaten poor Dylan. This, as a parent, I mean, firstly... We don't like Brody.
No.
He is a friend that you don't want your kids to be friends with.
The more I see of him, the more I dislike him. He's one of those characters that annoys me. And I think because I like Dylan as well, he's just a lovely lad.
I know, and he's just got all caught up in the wrong end. But Sean's there, unconditional love, still supporting him, going visit him, and he now doesn't know what to do that he's been given this threat.
What would you do in that situation?
Oh, I can't break the law, but I'd be so worried about the safety of my son.
I wouldn't do it. It's
You just wouldn't do it.
No way, because then what's the next thing? If you brought a burner phone in, what's the week after? What is it?
And I love that he says, well, how do I get the phone in? That's the biggest question.
Well, he might know, but I don't know.
And what I do love about this scene is the line of the week. And that's what Corrie does so well. There could be a really serious scene, and then the most hilarious line is thrown in, and Dylan says, you know, you don't know what they do to grasses in here, Dad. And he says, come on, Dylan, it's not Bad Girls.
It's not Bad Girls, yeah. That was a great show.
Debbie's forgetfulness is appearing to take its toll.
I think this is going to be a slow burn.
This is going to be a slow burn, but this is going to be a story that people will have been involved in at some point, with dementia's clearly kicking in there, isn't it?
The forgetfulness is quite obvious. One with forgetting that she'd been emailed about the power cut.
Yeah.
And two as well, obviously, with the whole taxi. And Debbie also forgot that she saw Tracy scoring drugs.
Yeah, when she was trying to get the drugs for Cassie.
It's not something you forget about quickly, is it?
Yeah.
With that, she's been a bit abrupt and a bit quick to anger. You know, she's quite feisty, and
that is a symptom, isn't it?
That is a symptom of dementia.
And that's the thing, it's so frustrating, then you become a bit volatile with it, don't you? So we'll see what happens there. But the big one.
The big one, Rob is back.
And Tracy's let him in. We knew she was going to fall for him, didn't we?
You watched the clip last week. He said, "Is she? Will she not? Will she let him in?"
I know, but next thing she's making him scrambled eggs. Of course she's let him in.
I was like that. I went on a bit of a journey.
Oh, really?
Because they were reminiscing about 10 years ago, that 10 minutes in the police cell. And for a moment...
It was a good 10 minutes.
It was a good 10 minutes. Tracy's got this edge to her, and suddenly it just evaporated. There was a softness. There was a moment where she actually smiled, a genuine smile, and Rob brought it out in her. So my mind's going thinking, them two are meant to be. Forget that he's on the run. Forget all that. Just for a moment, I was thinking, this could be it.
A happy ending for Tracy and Rob. Kelvin, he's on the run.
I know, but I was just lost. And then we cut to next minute, he's got a gun and he's went into shoot.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I thought,
done.
He's unhinged.
Moment is done.
He's unhinged.
He's unhinged.
He's unhinged, but he got me in. I was thinking, actually...
Well, that's what they do, these boys. They suck you in and then they let you down.
Well, I think the ending of that, it was the end of episode, wasn't it? End of the week.
Yeah.
And he's there, got the gun, and he asks, get Carla in, I want my sister in. And I think he actually says to her, I'll shoot you. And you can see the intent in his eyes.
Well, we've actually got an exclusive clip of that you're only going to see here on Off Script.
Rob, I didn't know Tracy would do that.
Liar!
I didn't.
Liar!
I didn't.
You said I couldn't pull the trigger on myself, right? But what about you? Huh? Do you think I could...
You want these memories to haunt me?
You don't deserve to be living! You don't deserve freedom!
Please, Rob, please don't do this. Please.
Lisa, no. Killing a hostage would add years.
Lock the door. Lock the door.
Okay.
Sit down next to Carla. Sit.
Why? It's okay. It's okay. Just sit down.
I said she was clingy.
I was scared watching that then.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
But Lisa will not be there without a backup team outside the doors. I'm sure of it.
Why have you got police inside?
I've got the inside.
So she's locked the door.
Oh, she's locked the door. She's like secret radio.
So is this going to be a big siege then? Are we going to come back next week?
Maybe
and
the SWAT team might be there. Who knows what could go on the street?
Where's Tracy? Tracy wasn't there. What's happened there? She hiding?
Well, the good news is we've actually got Vicky Myers in next week, so maybe we'll get an exclusive of her.
We'll get the lowdown.
Yeah, we'll get the lowdown.
Yes. That was an exhausting week.
A lot of drama's gone in there.
I feel like I need a little tea break now.
Let's take a little tea break.
Yes. And then when we're back, we're going to be talking all things Emmerdale with the amazing guest, Lucy Pargeter. See you soon.
Woo!
Welcome back. Well, we are joined by a very special guest, an old work colleague of mine, none other than the fantastic award-winning Lucy Pargeter. Chas Dingle.
I've got one.
It's Best Actress, it's enough.
Yeah, okay, I'll have it.
Well, before we get chatting, Lucy, we're going to do some Emmerdale headlines.
Yep.
Steph continues to try and come to terms with the awful truth about Anthony.
Joe's secret kidney health crisis is finally exposed.
Newcomer Cammy shakes things up as Sarah swoons.
Manpreet's blackmailer is finally revealed.
Ella faces accusations of drugging Chas.
And Suspicious Jay probes Caleb and Steph about all their work absences.
Where we start?
It's been a week.
I think the biggest for me of that week, Joe's secret kidney story. I mean, this is dark, isn't it?
My imagination is going off on one here. Like, how is he going to get the kidney from Caleb?
Don't ask me. It is really quite dark.
It's dark.
And
He's desperate to keep it in the
His
bloodline. That's
doctor
why.
has said that we need him delivered, unconscious.
Right, okay. Unconscious, but not in a bag, not in a box.
No, he's got to
Chill
be alive
box.
so that he can take his kidney.
Right.
The thing what's most chilling is Joe's kind of like, yeah, okay. You know, he's very calm
He's
and
desperate to stay alive.
we can do it.
Desperate.
Yep,
He
we can
loves
do
that house.
He does love that big house, doesn't
He
he?
loves that big house.
Shall I tell you what else he loves?
And his biceps.
His tight top. But hey, I like it. I'm there for
know,
that. I'm like,
I
yeah, I
know,
like
yeah.
that.
Little
Because I used to do the same. Bit tighter, please.
Get your guns out, taking them into Val in costume. Can you just take it in by a couple
Yeah,
of
can you
inches?
take it in? Yeah, just get it nice and tight. Next, Cammy, new character.
He's
Newcomer
great.
Cammy shakes things up
Yes.
and Sarah swoons.
Well, of course, Cammy. He's really good. He's fitted in. He's really
And
cocky.
because this is Sheb's Mia.
Shebs.
It's
Yeah.
his
And this is
first-
his first acting job.
Yeah, they're exploring different avenues of trying to pull from the local area. And he came and he did a few workshops, and he is charismatic, kind of like little squint in his eye. He's
He's
brilliant.
got those instincts. Well, I was watching this slightly pained because obviously that's my daughter.
Yeah.
What would Andy do?
Yeah, what would Andy do?
Well, I was kind of a bit like, hey, he's a bad one, he's a wrong gun. But he's got
He's got the
excited,
cheek.
He's got the
isn't
charm.
he?
Cheek, and the girls love a bit of cheeky chappy.
Yeah.
Bad boy with some cheek.
It'll be interesting to kind of see how that develops
Yeah.
in his character.
And him as an actor as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ella's facing accusations of drugging Chas.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nobody else to pin it on, is there? Chas has a little incident with, she's got a bad back from the limo, if you can remember the limo.
Yes.
Fell through a big hole in the ice. That was fun at 3 a.m. in the morning. She did a back in, so she's on painkillers. Something might have happened to her painkillers and she feels a bit woozy, knocks herself out. I love the stunt, by the way. I think I did a really good job.
That fall, Lucy.
Did you enjoy it?
We
Yes.
gasped. We were not expecting that. It
I
was
know.
like,
I love doing my own stunts. I think I've got something wrong in my brain. When we did all the limo stuff, we worked with one specific stunt director and he always goes, you want to do it yourself, don't you? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. It's a buzz to see if you survive it. And also, I just like the whole experience of doing it. So we came on set for this one and went, right, babe, you're going to have to whack your head on the bar and fall. And they said, right, just practice it. So I went for it. And he went, yeah, just like that. Just do it like that. And they went, well, we've got it on that rehearsal, so we don't. I said, no, we'll do it again. I want to do it again, make sure I did it properly.
is it like
Trying
a
to
piece
hurt
of padding
myself.
on the bar? How did they do it?
No, there wasn't anything on the bar.
You just whacked
I
it?
just kind of put my hand down, but went for my hand, but knew where my hand was, so I reacted before I got to my hands. As long as you do the reaction, the whiplash.
That was the thing. That
The
was the
whiplash
reaction, yeah.
gives the reaction of hitting your head. So as long as you can whiplash and fall over properly, you're fine. I'm
It
really
was
looking forward to seeing
so
it.
good.
So
It was
realistic.
so
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, another little nugget of information I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I said before about Liam, there's something about him that I don't quite trust. Well, even though I think there's an edge to Liam, you think it's John at the minute who's
I'd like to see the poll of who thinks what.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, without giving too much away?
I know the story.
Give us
I know
enough
the
where...
story.
Can you
Well,
just...
like that. What is Chaz's problem with John?
I think it's happened too quickly. Knowing she's there as the overprotective mother that she's always been for Aaron. I mean, she's needed to be it sometimes, but I just think she thinks it's just all a bit whirlwind. Not that she's got any leg to stand on, really. As Aaron says to her, Mum, you can't talk. And she's like, fair play. There's just something. She's a good judge of character. It's just all going, Andy hogs the engagement party.
What is that about? I mean, that's what makes
on.
me suspicious.
Yeah.
Why plan an engagement party and then get engaged? That's it.
Well, I think it's basically to try and get her on side, try and overprove his love for Aaron, kind of go, be on my side. Look, I do love your son. I'm trying to do everything I can to make him happy.
Do you think protectiveness of Chas for Aaron...
Is basically my protection over Danny. Yeah.
Well, there is that. And I know that because obviously he loves Danny so much. But I think that's one of the traits that Chas has got. This is the amazing thing for me about Chas Dingle. You are a legend. Whether you will not like to admit
legend.
this, but you are such a likeable character. And I think because of your traits, it's like that instinctive motherness that you want to protect Aaron.
I think she harbours an awful lot of guilt from leaving Aaron with his dad, who then abused him. So I think that's the root of a lot of it. She couldn't do anything for him then and watched him suffer consequently. So now she's trying everything, including smothering, to try and compensate for not being there for him when he was growing up.
And that's where being overprotective kind of comes in.
Always.
This is the thing, is many impressive things about your character.
Yeah.
We've actually got it there. Liz,
She's
do you want to
still
grab it?
This
this here.
is
You have
your-
got the biggest bio of any character in Emmerdale.
Nearly
Hi.
300
Yes.
pages long. You could put a front cover on that and sell it as a best-selling book.
I'm doing it. I need to earn some extra
I've
cash.
just got to
That's the
quickly run
idea.
through some of the highlights here because...
Yeah, there's a whole era that I can't remember.
do you know that you've got an allergy?
Has she? To what?
Knock off perfume. You've also got your own private cocktail recipe book. You've got Sex on the Beach, Chas Dingle style, Porn Star Punch, and a sexy knicker flasher.
That was her originally.
And one of my favourites, she's anyone's for a chicken tikka.
And you've said that twice.
What we like to do on this part is test you how well you know your character.
Not at all. If the writer tells me to do something, that's what I'm doing.
We're going to quiz you now to see how much you know your character on a little game we like to play called Beat the Bio.
Okay.
Okay, Chas can do an impression of someone from an actor from a famous gangster movie. Can you remember who? I'll give you some options. Al Pacino in Scarface or Marlon Brando in The Godfather?
I think it's Al Pacino. No.
It's Marlon Brando
Is
in
it?
Godfather, yes.
No idea.
Apparently you're brilliant and we were going to ask you to do the impression, but if you can't remember...
can't remember it.
I can't remember. How convenient. Chaz has once figured out Liam's password. Can you remember what it was?
Is that safe word or password?
Password.
Allotment. Carrots.
This
Jane
is
Dingle.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Dr. Sexy Pot for you. Capital
I mean, it's a
D,
good
capital S,
password.
capital P.
He's got all the characters that you need. I might start using that one.
That's what I mean, going back to Liam. I think there's this...
Something, yeah, you're
Something.
right, you know, you might
He's
be
got-
right. I'm going to put a cross next to
Okay.
these because we have got a leaderboard.
Good.
So far,
I'm
we're at
not
the
very
bottom.
good, am I?
Yeah, so far. And finally, third question. Chocolate has an effect on Chaz. But what does it do to her? Does it make her randy or make her windy?
Windy.
Correct.
She got one.
Well, you got 1 out of 3 there.
Did really well.
done.
Did
did
really
very
well.
well
Did
there,
very
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Right, now it's time for our exclusive clip, and you will not see this anywhere else as this is from next week's episodes.
Caleb is up to something. I need to find out what.
There's a lot more going on with that family than we realise.
Really?
Oh, forget it. I shouldn't have said anything. Look, all you need to know is that it's nothing to do with you or the depot. And I'm going to keep my nose out of things. I think it'd be very wise if you did the same.
Yes, Jay. Nosy Parker.
He just won't give up, will he?
No, he won't.
He is a nosy Parker.
He's
not
really
gonna give
far
up.
too nosy. If he's not careful, he's going to end up with the same place as Anthony is.
Oh, is that a threat?
Yeah.
Well, of course, because the more he digs, that circle of truth is...
He's going to have to go if he knows anything.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful, Jay.
Are you giving us an
careful.
exclusive there?
No, I'm just writing the next scripts.
Dan, we always try to get an exclusive. Right, now, before we go,
Yes.
we like to just ask a few little questions before you leave, because we could talk to
Okay.
you all day.
Okay.
It was a couple of weeks ago, but we need to ask you the incredible storyline of the limo in the lake. Because those scenes, you're up all night.
Yeah.
You've got to keep each other motivated, but then it's dramatic scenes.
Yeah, but you can't get too in the moment because then it turns into being really depressing scenes at 3 a.m. in the morning. It was freezing. We were saying goodbye to 3 members of cast who were going in those scenes, 3 valued members of the Sisterhood of Emmerdale. We were all freezing. It was before Christmas. We were all shattered. But it was fun. Ultimately, when you're given a stunt to do, it's fun. Yeah, it's ridiculous hours. Yeah, you're not at home. You've got to get up. I got in at like 4 a.m. I had to get up with the kids to take them to school the next morning and then, you know, just carry on with life. But you have to do it justice for those people that are leaving in those episodes. And ultimately, it's like being school kids that are let out on flipping, you know, without the teachers. We're running around, causing chaos, walking in the woods. We were determined people were hiding in the woods. We were in and out the limos. We were skating around, flipping on our bellies on the fake ice. It was just fun. It's fun. And then catering feeds you 17 times a day. So it's like you're 14 stone for free and then you're staying up all night. So yeah, it was great fun.
It's so typical of you to see the fun side. Because Vicky Thomas, the director...
Oh, love that woman.
Well, we were speaking to her before you
Yeah.
came on, and what she said about you didn't surprise me during that block. So you saw the fun side, but your work ethic, she says, just completely unrivaled.
Oh,
that
bless
minus
her.
temperatures, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And I know this firsthand, having worked with you, but as an actress, you have got the reputation for just being so committed.
Because I love my job and I'm lucky to have my job. And every day I go into work, I know I'm lucky to still be making this my job 23 years later after I first signed up to be a stripping nun. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to still be here and for my kids to have got a beautiful place to live, be surrounded by my mates, be challenged every single day. Even, you know, there is not a day that I go in and all I say is, would you like a pint? I wish there was. But, you know, it's a privilege. I'm so blessed to have that job and I will never, ever take it for granted because it can be taken away from you at any point.
When you joined, how long was your contract that you signed for?
Still exactly as it is now, a year.
And 23 years later.
23 years later, I'm still blagging it. I love it.
What's been like the most challenging stories?
The baby loss, Grace.
Really?
Losing baby Grace was the hardest. I just had the twins. And as you know, that twins life is quite difficult. So I just had the twins, going through an awful lot of stuff personally. And then this was a hard story, but I used it in a cathartic way to try and go through quite a lot of my own emotions whilst playing the storyline, which was quite dangerous to do, but it was challenging time personally and on the show, but it's the hardest one I've done.
But when you look back on that...
I'm really proud.
Yeah.
And me and Dominic Brunt, incredible. There was days when I had a meltdown on set, you know, like an emotional kind of like meltdown, and he was there. We could let each other go to wherever we needed to go, and we were just there for each other. He was incredible on that storyline.
You have that trust and that respect. And I know
have
Dominic,
to.
who plays Paddy, and just to have that genuine love and admiration for what your fellow actor...
Because you can feel embarrassed. Sometimes when you're acting these scenes, you're like, oh, God, am I really playing it? Like, I'm quite embarrassed to kind of go there.
Yeah.
But to have somebody that you're working with to basically go, just do whatever you need to do. I might laugh at you in private. No, not really. Just to kind of feel in a safe space. That sounds so, but... to be able to just play with it and go there.
You have to be completely free, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to be completely free in front of the camera,
Yeah.
Is there anything that your character's done or not done that you thought, I love if my character did that?
I wanted to get a bit more feisty. She's lost her hard edge.
She's mellowed a little bit.
She's
hasn't she?
mellowed in her
You've
old
got
age.
really
I mean, you used to look at her in the wrong way, and the amount of times that I jumped over the bar to hit people. I want a bit of hard Chas.
Do you want a bit of hard Chas to come back?
Yeah, I want a
Right,
bit of hard nut coming back.
Well, when you find out what John's been doing, if it's him, maybe that's it.
Well, we'll see. Or is it, John?
Or is it, John? You keep teasing us.
I don't know. No idea. It's probably me.
I was dying to know, is the Woolpack still real beer?
Babe, honestly, you'd be gutted. Until a month ago, it was still beer. So on a Friday, it was a cheeky half in the afternoon.
Don't tell me it's no longer.
I can't even pull a pint in the Woolpack anymore. It's not even linked up.
What?
We have to have a non-alcoholic dome in the back of set, which goes every so often, halfway through a take.
So you don't pull pints now?
I can't do it. They're trying to rig it up to make it look like kind of real beer, but they haven't found a way to do it. So there's a lot of me just standing with my back to camera, just trying to pull this pretend pint and then just go, no.
I always remember scenes in the
Here's what I
Woolpack
made
when
earlier.
you was there and I'd say, oh, Lucy, just pour us a
Yeah,
pint.
just pour us a pint.
During
Cherry on
rehearsal,
the cake,
just have a
babe.
pint, have a pint. Well, thank you, Lucy. What an amazing guest you've been.
My cheeks are hurting from laughing.
Yes, it's been fantastic.
Thank you so much for listening to Off Script, Coronation Street and Emmerdale. And we will see you next week for more soap chat when our special guest will be Vicky Myers, everyone's favourite Coronation Street detective, DS Lisa Swain.
Remember, we drop every Friday morning and you can watch on YouTube, ITVX, STV Player, Global Player, or listen on your usual podcast provider.
And make sure you like and follow so you never miss an episode.